The LUCID 12-inch hybrid mattress sits in that sweet spot between plush comfort and reliable support. It is a hybrid, so it mixes memory foam and pocketed coils, and it is best for people who want a medium plush feel without sinking too deep. If you share a bed, if you move around at night, or if you run a little warm, this type of construction tends to check a lot of boxes. I'm not talking specs for the sake of specs here. I am talking about what it is like to sleep on it every night, how it handles motion, how it deals with heat, and whether it helps you wake up without feeling beat up. Physically, the mattress has a soft knit cover that feels smooth and quiet under a sheet. There is no plastic crunch or rubbery pull when you slide your hands over it. The top foam is infused with bamboo charcoal and aloe vera. The bamboo charcoal does not make it smell like anything specific. It just helps with freshness over time. The aloe vera is subtle. You will not get a perfume vibe. Both ingredients are there to keep the surface from feeling stale after weeks of use. The profile is a true 12 inches, which matters because most deep pocket sheets grab it cleanly and stay put, and the bed sits at a comfortable height on a standard platform frame. Under the foam, you have individually wrapped coils. That is what gives it the quiet bounce and the motion isolation. The coils compress independently instead of jerking the whole mattress when you move. The edge is reinforced, but it still behaves like a medium plush edge, not a rigid bench. I can sit there to tie shoes and feel supported, but if I perch right on the edge, it will give a bit. Setup was easy. It arrived compressed and rolled in a box that I could pivot through a narrow hallway alone. But I recommend 2 people for lifting, because the weight is centralized and awkward. I slid it onto the frame, cut the plastic, and it started expanding right away. The corners rose quickly, the center took longer, and the edge filled in last. I let it rest for about a day before sleeping on it. The company suggests between 24 and 72 hours, and I found that a warm room helps it relax and fully open. There was a light new mattress smell at first, more like clean foam than chemical, and it faded by the second day with a window cracked. No tools, no fuss, and no strange noises as it expanded. The feel is medium plush in a way that molds to the body without trapping you. The top comfort foam is slow enough to relieve pressure on my shoulders when I sleep on my side, and the coils push back just enough to keep my hips from sinking when I roll to my back. When I change positions, I do not feel stuck. There is a quick response from the coils under the foam, so it lifts you gently as you move. That balance is what makes it work for a mix of side and back sleeping. Stomach sleepers who like a very firm surface may want something stiffer, but for a lot of people, this is a very comfortable middle ground. Motion isolation is where it really stands out. I did a simple test with a full glass of water near the edge, then I flopped down hard on the other side. The water barely rippled. In real use, my partner can turn over, get up, and come back without sending waves across the bed. I have a medium-sized dog who likes to jump up early in the morning, and that jolt is much more contained here than on a traditional spring mattress. If you are a light sleeper, that has a real impact. Temperature control is solid for a hybrid in this feel category. I am a warm sleeper. On all foam beds, I tend to wake up sweaty, especially during summer. On this mattress, I did not notice hot spots. The coils allow air to move, and the top foam does not hold heat the way some dense memory foams can. I would call it neutral to slightly cool, depending on your bedding. With a cotton sheet and a light quilt, I made it through warm nights comfortably. Support around the edge is good for lying down, fair for extended sitting. When I sit for long stretches on the very edge to put on socks or fiddle on a phone, it compresses more than a mattress with a very thick border wire. Lying down, though, I can use the full width of the bed without feeling like I am rolling off. If you need a very rigid edge for mobility reasons, this is worth noting. Otherwise, it is within the normal range for a medium plush hybrid. Noise is basically a non-issue. The coils are individually encased, so there is no squeaky metal on metal sound when you shift. I listened for creaks during the first week and only heard my bed frame. The mattress itself is quiet. Over a stretch of a few weeks, I kept an eye on body impressions. I rotated it head to toe after the first 2 weeks, which is a habit I keep for any new mattress. So far, it has bounced back each morning with no visible dips. I am average height and weight, and I sleep mostly on my side. If you are much heavier and prefer a lot of bounce, you may want a firmer option in the same family. If you are very light and love to sink, you might prefer a softer option. For most people in the middle, this balance hits the comfort zone. One of my favorite parts of the daily experience has been how fresh the surface feels. I tested the bamboo charcoal and aloe vera by not using a mattress protector for a few nights, which I usually would not recommend, and then switching to my usual breathable protector. With or without the protector, I did not notice stale or sour odor buildup, even after warm nights. I also measured how quickly it aired out after changing sheets. Within an hour, the surface felt and smelled neutral. That may seem small, but it contributes to a cleaner feeling sleep space. A specific use case that stood out was movie nights where we pile on extra pillows and snacks. On a softer all-foam mattress, we used to get stuck in a dip in the middle. Here the center holds firm enough that we can lounge without drifting together. Later, when I roll to my side and settle in, the top foam takes the edge off the pressure under my shoulder. When my alarm goes off and I scoot to the edge to sit up, I do notice that medium plush give under the edge, but it has never felt unstable. Another scenario was recovery after a long run. I tend to get tight in the lower back. On very firm beds, I wake up stiff. On very soft beds, I arch and feel sore. With this mattress, I woke up more neutral. I'm not making a medical claim here, just sharing how my body felt. The combination of contour and coil pushback landed in a place that let me relax without overextending my spine. There are a few practical touches worth calling out. The mattress works well on a platform with closely spaced slats and on a solid foundation. It does not slip around under a fitted sheet, and deep pocket sheets are a smooth fit because of the 12-inch height. Weight-wise, it is not light, so if you plan to move it often, grab a second person. I did not see side handles, which would have made that easier. Rotating it every couple of months is a good idea, and that is doable with help. The foam used here is made without certain harmful chemicals and is tested by independent labs for emissions, which matters if you are sensitive to strong smells or worry about indoor air quality. What makes this mattress feel a bit smarter than a standard spring bed is how the layers work together. The top foam layers do the pressure relief, and the bamboo charcoal and aloe vera help the surface stay fresh. The individually wrapped coils manage motion and airflow. I get a light, pleasant bounce that makes it easy to reposition, but it never feels jittery or noisy. The result is a bed that is comfortable enough to sink into at the end of a long day and stable enough that I do not wake each time someone moves. There are limits. If you love a very firm, hotel-style feel, this will read too plush. If you prefer a marshmallow soft hug, you may want something softer. Edge-sitters who spend long chunks of time at the very border might want more reinforcement. Those notes aside, as a daily driver for sleeping, this has been reliable and comfortable. So, who should consider the LUCID 12-inch hybrid mattress? If you are a side or combination sleeper who wants pressure relief without getting stuck, if you share a bed and need strong motion control, and if you like the idea of a fresher, cleaner-feeling surface thanks to bamboo charcoal and aloe vera, this is a very solid choice. If you are heavier and prefer a firmer ride, or if you demand a rock-solid edge, you might want a different firmness. For me, it has been that comfortable middle, easy to live with and easy to recommend for most bedrooms, guest rooms, and apartments where you need a dependable, do-everything mattress. If this video helped you, please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your questions or your own experience. Thank you for watching.